Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old, to history, to anecdotes, to really wherever our whims take us. And today, we're going to be looking at another classic Bat Family villain. Bat Family, Batman character villain. Why? Because Batman has an excellent rogues gallery and it's fun to take a look at them and see how many of them have stayed the same and how much they've changed. We have a whole meeting people / first appearance playlist, so if you've missed anything and this is kind of your jam, then you know the deal. You can click the card or the link will be down below. Today, get ready to experience fear. Maybe, as we meet Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow. Maybe you'll at least experience the beginnings of fear, just a little bit. A tremble. Let me be a basic pumpkin spice YouTuber for a minute and just say, if you like this video, please hit that like button. The Scarecrow first appears in World's Finest #3 in 1941, in the clickbait Superman Batman comic that wouldn't actually be a team-up book for over a decade, with the titular World's Finest actually only teaming up together in 1954. So the cover that they have here of the two of them playing baseball with Robin has nothing to do with anything. Enjoy. Cover bait. It takes a while to get to the Scarecrow issue too, it's all the way at the back, but hey, that's okay, sometimes you save the best for last. The first page of the story is cool, with the Scarecrow looming on the horizon. Like a real Scarecrow, he looms, bold and frightening, scaring the fluttering inhabitants of Gotham City, yet from the flock rise the winged, cloaked Batman and Robin to challenge and combat the eerie power of the Scarecrow. It's his first appearance, which means that we get backstory, and it starts with, you can tell a lot about a person from their childhood. And Jonathan Crane, he used to like to scare birds. Dun dun dun, like a scarecrow, or, you know, a serial killer. He grew up to be a professor of psychology who enjoys scaring his students by doing things like bringing a gun to class and just shooting it off. But that's not what the other profs have a problem with. Oh no, you coming to the party I'm giving tonight? Don't forget. All except one, eh? He looks so shabby in those old clothes. Positively weird. He earns the same salary we do. Why doesn't he buy some decent clothes? Poor Crane, he looks like a scarecrow in those clothes. He certainly is a queer fellow. Well, you know what? Crane's not taking that. How dare they judge him for buying books? I mean, people judging your clothes, that's a cause for supervillainy if I ever heard one. So, I look like a scarecrow. That will be my symbol. A symbol of poverty and fear, combined. Perfect symbol, the Scarecrow. Okay, so he gets this idea that if he becomes rich, they'll respect him, even though their problem was with his clothes and he has absolutely no plans to buy new ones. So it's not the best plan out there, but that's okay. Also, symbol of farming away. So begins the Scarecrow's first crime. He goes into the home of a businessman and tells him that his business partner is trying to sue him and that he can go and scare him for him. This businessman, I guess because he lives in Gotham and is used to shady happenings, decides to just go for it. Random man dressed as a scarecrow offering to scare your business partner? Seems legit. What great service. He came to his home. So the Scarecrow goes and shoots him. That'll learn him to sue him for something that may have been legit. The Scarecrow said that he was defrauding the other guy, but that's all the word I have. I do not have a lot of information about this. Batman and Robin hear the shot and go off to investigate and come face to face with the Scarecrow. And Batman drops down with a super witty, "Hi pal." Shh, don't talk anymore. The Scarecrow actually beats them, and then the comic tries to convince me that he hops like a grasshopper, which I refuse to believe. And it doesn't happen now, and no, you can't make me think that. Why? Because he's gangly? So the bravest man in the world, the businessman that the Scarecrow threatened, did not withdraw his lawsuit, so the Scarecrow goes back and shoots him. Dead this time. This, for some reason, is too much for the other businessman who feels that a line has been crossed. That's too far. He expects way more of the masked men he hires. Did he hire him? What went on here? Anyway, Crane gets fired, but not for his clothes, for the gun thing. But he doesn't care, he has money. Bah, who cares what you feel? I have money now. I don't need you anymore. They fired me. Who wanted to be a dull teacher anyway? Now I can have money. More money. So begins the Scarecrow's true crime spree, and he's everywhere. But Batman has an ace up his sleeve. Sheer coincidence. While Bruce Wayne is traveling around town, he runs into a colleague who happens to work at the university who tells him all about this bizarre professor, Jonathan Crane, who they fired, who they happen to call the Scarecrow. Batman is the world's greatest detective, so it takes him days to figure this out. Hearing about one of the Scarecrow's crimes on the radio, Batman and Robin spring into action, and they have an epic showdown inside a store where once again, Scarecrow is actually holding his own against Batman. Batman is down for the count, but thankfully this is a department store and it has everything, so Robin Robin gets the chance to be the sportsmaster and earns his keep by bowling the Scarecrow over with a bowling ball he finds. Also, he shoots an arrow at him because archery. He's just honing in on Speedy's territory. The Scarecrow escapes, but not before stealing 2 rare books from the book department. This is just a regular department store. How rare were these books? I'm starting to question Crane's taste in books. Maybe that's why they really fired him. They found his Harlequin collection and were like, no. Well, those books were stolen. That's all the evidence that Batman needs. And by that I mean he dresses up in disguise, goes to Crane's house, looks inside, sees books, and then decides that he's good to go. Now he has all the evidence he needs. Ladies and gentlemen, he got him. So Batman and Robin ambush him as he's leaving his own house, fully dressed as the Scarecrow. He must live in the quietest / least nosy neighborhood of all time, just to be able to leave out his front door like that. Epic children's playground showdown, go! He gets taken out by a swing. And ultimately Robin and a seesaw. Batman is down for the count, again, knocked out with a punch right away. Batman actually says that this is the fight of his career. I really like to believe that he still thinks that, you know, no man's land, Bane, he just sits there like, oh, that playground fight with Crane. Those were the days. Fight of my career. And so we get our standard end panel when the villain doesn't die, that is. He ends up in prison. So that was the Scarecrow. There are kernels here that are going to grow into something more. I'm still the Prince of Puns. The Scarecrow is going to become a much more menacing, colder presence over the years. He's also going to get a motivation upgrade, but one that stays loyal to the groundwork here. The greed element will be waylaid for an obsession with fear itself, and also a sadistic cruelty that he revels in. Much better than, you said what about my clothes? I'm gonna get so rich. The base level of the Scarecrow is so strong that it was bound to survive. It becomes something truly terrifying and unique in its own right. There have been some interesting takes on the Scarecrow. I'm gonna shout out the Arkham games, which really capture the terror and otherworldliness of the fear toxin, and Batman Begins. Cillian Murphy doesn't get enough credit for that performance. He's really good. Scarecrows can actually be traced all the way back to the year 712 in Japan, and that's just the first documentation. There's just something fundamental in them, an unease that they breed. They breed the same fear in some people as they do in the birds they're supposed to scare. Keep a nuts away from the crops. Enough gushing. The Scarecrow's great, unless you hate him. How do you feel about the Scarecrow? Let me know down below. Side note, Marvel also has a villain called the Scarecrow, and they were combined together in the Amalgam universe, so they were just the Scarecrow. Fun fact. Let me know who else you would like to meet down below. I'm Sasha, and thanks so much for watching Casually Comics. Please do all of the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.